Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of English Time. I'm Henry, and I'm so happy you're here with us.
And I'm Emma. Hi, Henry. How's it going?
I'm doing great, actually. I had my morning coffee, the sun is shining, life is good. How about you?
Same here. I love days like this. And honestly, I'm really excited about what we're talking about today.
Me too. But first, for anyone new here, welcome. We're so glad you found us. Our goals are pretty simple. We want to help you speak English with confidence, solve those tricky speaking problems we all face, and make learning English feel easy and stress-free. No pressure, no tests, just good conversation.
Exactly. Think of us as your English-speaking friends. We're just here to chat, share some ideas, and hopefully make your day a little bit better.
And today's topic is a fun one. We're talking about how to introduce yourself, but not just any introduction. We're talking about introducing yourself like a CEO.
Ooh, I love this. Because honestly, a lot of people struggle with introductions, right? Like you meet someone new and suddenly your brain just freezes.
Yes, I've been there. You open your mouth and you're like, hi, and then you forget your own name.
Exactly. It happens to everyone. But here's the thing. When you watch really confident people introduce themselves, like CEOs or business leaders, they don't freeze. They sound calm, clear, and memorable.
And that's not because they're smarter or more special. It's because they know a few simple tricks. And those tricks, anyone can learn them.
That's what I love about this topic. It's not about being perfect. It's about feeling prepared. When you know what to say, you feel more relaxed. And when you feel more relaxed, you sound more natural.
So today, we're going to break this down in a really easy way. No stress, no complicated formulas, just real, practical stuff you can use right away.
And by the end of this, I promise you, you'll feel a lot more confident about introducing yourself, whether it's at work, at a party, or even just meeting someone for the first time.
All right, let's dive in. So Emma, when you think of a really good introduction, what comes to mind?
I think the best introductions are short, confident, and a little bit personal. Like, you're not just saying your name, you're giving people a small window into who you are.
I like that, a small window, because that's the key, right? You don't need to tell your whole life story, just a little peek.
Exactly. And actually, that's something a lot of learners get stuck on. They think they need to say everything at once.
Oh, totally. I've seen this so many times. Someone introduces themselves, and it becomes this long, complicated monologue. And by the end, the other person is like, wait, what was your name again?
Yes. So the first thing to remember is keep it simple. A good introduction is like a trailer for a movie. It gives you just enough to make you curious.
Oh, I love that comparison. A trailer, not the whole movie. That's brilliant.
Right? And you know what makes a CEO-style introduction different? It's not just what they say, it's how they say it.
That's so true. Confidence isn't about being loud or aggressive. It's about being calm and clear. Like you know exactly who you are, and you're comfortable with it.
And here's something interesting. When you sound confident, people trust you more. They remember you more. Even if you're nervous inside, just sounding calm makes a huge difference.
Okay, so let's talk about what a CEO-style introduction actually sounds like. What are the key parts?
Well, I think there are three simple pieces. First, your name, obviously. Second, what you do, but in a really simple, clear way. And third, something that makes you memorable, like a little hook.
A hook. I like that word. Can you explain what you mean?
Sure, a hook is like a little detail that makes people think, oh, that's interesting. It could be something you're passionate about, something unique about your work, or even just a fun fact about yourself.
Got it. So it's not just, hi, I'm Emma, I'm a teacher. It's more like, hi, I'm Emma, I help people find their voice in English.
Yes, see how that sounds different? It's still simple, but it's more interesting. It makes people want to ask you more questions.
And that's the goal, right? A good introduction opens a door. It starts a conversation.
Exactly. It's not about impressing people with big words or long sentences. It's about making a connection.
You know, I think a lot of learners feel pressure to sound professional or formal, and sometimes that makes their introduction sound stiff or unnatural.
Oh, for sure. And here's the thing, even CEOs don't sound robotic. The best ones sound warm and approachable. They smile, they make eye contact. They speak like a real person, not like a machine.
That's such a good point, because at the end of the day, people connect with people, not with perfect grammar or fancy vocabulary.
Right. And you know what? Making a small mistake is completely fine. It doesn't ruin your introduction. What matters is that you're genuine.
I love that. Being genuine is way more important than being perfect.
Absolutely. So, should we try a little practice? Like, I could introduce myself the way I might at a networking event, and you can tell me what you think?
Oh, I love that idea. Go for it.
Okay, here goes. Hi, I'm Emma. I'm an English coach, and I help people feel more confident when they speak. I actually started learning English as a second language myself, so I know exactly how it feels. Nice to meet you.
Oh, that was great. It was short, clear, and I immediately felt like I knew something about you. And that last part about learning English yourself, that's your hook. It makes you relatable.
Thanks. And notice I didn't say anything complicated. I didn't use big words. I just spoke naturally.
Yeah, and you smiled when you said it. I could hear it in your voice. That energy really comes through.
Yeah, smiling while you talk actually changes your voice. It sounds warmer, more friendly.
That's a little secret a lot of people don't know. Even on a phone call, if you smile, the other person can hear it.
It's true. Okay, your turn. Give me your CEO introduction.
All right, let me try. Hey, I'm Henry. I create content that helps people practice English in a fun, relaxed way. My goal is to make learning feel less like homework and more like hanging out with a friend. Great to meet you.
Ooh, I like that. Less like homework, more like hanging out with a friend. That's memorable. That's your hook.
Thanks. And you see, I kept it casual. I said hey instead of hello. I said great to meet you instead of something super formal.
Exactly. It feels approachable. And that's the vibe we want. Confident but friendly. Clear but warm.
You know, I think one thing that really helps is practicing out loud. Like not just thinking about what you're going to say, but actually saying it.
Oh, 100%. Because when you practice out loud, you hear how it sounds. You can adjust the rhythm, the tone, the pace,
And it becomes more natural. The more you say it, the less you have to think about it.
which means when the moment comes, you don't freeze. The words are already there.
It's like muscle memory, but for speaking.
Exactly. And here's a little tip. You can practice in front of a mirror, or even just while you're walking around. Just say your introduction out loud a few times.
That's such a good idea. And honestly, it only takes a minute or two, but the difference it makes, huge.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? Every time you practice, you're building your confidence. You're proving to yourself, I can do this.
I love that mindset. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Small steps every day.
And that's really what learning English is all about. You don't have to rush. You just have to keep going.
And you know, Emma, I think that's why so many people feel nervous about introductions. They put so much pressure on themselves to be perfect the first time.
Yes. And that pressure actually makes it harder. Because when you're tense, your brain kind of locks up.
Exactly. But when you relax and just think of it as a conversation, not a performance, everything flows better.
That's such an important shift. It's not a test. There's no right or wrong answer. You're just talking to another person.
And that person, they're probably a little nervous too. Everyone feels that way sometimes.
So true. I mean, even really successful people get nervous before big introductions. They just don't let it stop them.
You know what helps me? Remembering that the other person wants the conversation to go well too. They're not waiting for you to mess up. They actually want to connect.
Oh, I love that perspective. It takes the pressure off. You're not performing for an audience, you're just meeting a fellow human.
Right. And when you think about it that way, suddenly introducing yourself doesn't feel so scary.
Okay, so we talked about the structure, name, what you do, and a little hook, but I think it would help to hear more examples. Want to do a little role play?
Oh yes, let's do it. That's always fun.
Okay, so let's pretend we're at a business networking event. I'll play someone you've never met, and you introduce yourself to me. Ready?
Ready. Let's go.
Hi there. I don't think we've met. I'm Emma.
Hey, Emma. Nice to meet you. I'm Henry. I work in content creation. I make videos and podcasts that help people learn English in a really relaxed way.
Oh, that sounds interesting. What made you get into that?
Honestly, I just love languages, and I remember how hard it was for me to find content that didn't feel like a boring classroom. So I wanted to create something different, something people actually enjoy.
That's really cool. I'll definitely check out your stuff.
Thanks. So what about you? What do you do?
Okay, cutting the scene there. That was great.
Thanks. Did it feel natural?
It did. And notice how you didn't just list information. You told a tiny story, why you got into this work. That makes people remember you.
Yeah, and I asked about her too. That's important. A good introduction is a two-way street.
Exactly. Some people focus so much on what they're going to say that they forget to ask questions back. But showing genuine interest in the other person, that's what really builds connection.
It's like a tennis match, right? You hit the ball, they hit it back.
Yes, great comparison. Nobody wants to play tennis alone.
Okay, let's try another one. This time, a more casual setting, like meeting someone at a friend's party.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, I'll start. We just got introduced by a mutual friend, and now we're standing by the snacks.
Yeah, classic party spot.
So, Henry, right? How do you know Mark?
Yeah, Mark and I actually went to school together. We've been friends forever. What about you?
Oh, we work at the same company. He's always talking about his school friends.
That sounds like Mark. He never stops talking. So what do you do with the company?
I'm in marketing. I help brands figure out how to tell their story. It's pretty fun, actually.
Oh, nice. That sounds creative. I love stuff like that.
Thanks. What about you? What do you do?
I'm a content creator. I make English learning stuff, podcasts, videos, that kind of thing. Basically trying to make learning feel less like school and more like, well, like hanging out at a party.
I love that. Okay, scene done. That was fun.
Yeah, and see, that introduction was way more casual. I didn't give my full job description, I just gave a flavor.
And you connected it to the moment, like hanging out at a party. That was clever.
Thanks, it just came naturally because we were, pretending to be at a party.
And that's the key. Your introduction can and should change depending on the situation. You don't say the same thing at a job interview that you'd say at a barbecue.
Mm-hmm. Reading the room is important. Match your energy to the environment.
Exactly. If everyone's relaxed and laughing, you can be more playful. If it's a formal setting, you might tone it down a bit.
But the core stays the same. Name, what you do, and a little something that makes you memorable.
Right. You just adjust the wrapper.
Ooh, I like that phrase. Adjust the wrapper.
Is that weird? Like a gift that's the same inside, but you wrap it differently for different people?
No, I love it. It makes total sense. The content is the same, but the presentation changes.
Exactly.
One thing I've noticed, a lot of learners struggle with one specific part, talking about what they do.
Oh, totally. Because when you translate directly from your native language, it can come out a little awkward.
Right, like someone might say, I am working in the marketing department of a big company for 5 years.
And that's totally understandable. People will get what you mean. But if you want it to sound a bit smoother, you might say, I've been working in marketing for about 5 years.
Yeah, that flows better. And notice I've been working instead of I am working. It just feels more natural when you're talking about something that started in the past and continues now.
Exactly. And honestly, both versions communicate the same thing. The second one just sounds a little more polished.
And here's the thing, you don't need to think too hard about it. The more you hear natural examples, the more they'll just stick.
That's so true. Learning happens quietly sometimes. You listen, you absorb, and one day you just say it right without even thinking.
Which is why listening to conversations like this helps so much. Your brain is picking up patterns, even if you don't realize it.
I love that. It's learning without pressure.
Okay, here's a question for you, or really for everyone listening. Think about how you usually introduce yourself. What do you usually say?
That's a good one. And remember, there's no wrong answer here. We're just thinking together.
Right. So maybe you usually say something simple, like, "Hi, I'm name. I'm a job title." And that's totally fine.
But now think. What could you add to make it a little more memorable? What's your hook?
It could be something you're passionate about, or something unique about your job, or even just how you got started.
And if you're not sure, that's okay. Just sit with the question. Let it roll around in your mind for a bit.
You can even try saying a few versions out loud later. See what feels right.
No pressure. This is just for you. A little personal reflection.
And honestly, figuring out how to talk about yourself is a life skill, not just for English, for everything. Job interviews, meeting new people, networking.
Even making new friends. People want to know who you are, and when you can express that clearly, doors open.
You know, what's interesting is I think a lot of people actually know what they want to say. They just get stuck on how to say it in English.
That's such a good point. The ideas are there. It's just about finding simple, natural words to express them.
And simple is always better. You don't need fancy vocabulary. You don't need long sentences. Just clear, honest words.
Fancy words can actually make things worse sometimes, because if you use a word you're not comfortable with, you might stumble.
Or use it in a slightly wrong way and then feel embarrassed.
Exactly. Stick with words you know well, words that feel easy in your mouth.
That's where real confidence comes from. Not from sounding impressive, but from sounding like yourself.
I love that. Sounding like yourself. That's the goal.
You know, I think there's this myth that confident people have some secret knowledge, like they know magic words that make everyone like them.
Right? But the truth is, confident people are just comfortable being themselves. That's the whole secret.
And you can get there too. It just takes a little practice, a little patience, and a lot of kindness toward yourself.
Being kind to yourself is so important. If you mess up an introduction, it's not a disaster. It's just a moment. You can try again.
Every conversation is a fresh start. You get unlimited chances to practice.
And every time you try, you get a little better, even if you don't feel like it.
That's the thing about progress. Sometimes you can't see it happening, but it is happening.
One introduction at a time.
You know, Emma, I keep thinking about something we said earlier, about how an introduction is like a movie trailer.
Yeah. You don't give away the whole plot, just enough to make people curious.
And I think that's actually a really freeing idea, because it means you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to cover everything. You just have to open the door.
Exactly. And once the door's open, the conversation does the rest.
That's the beautiful thing about talking to people. You don't have to plan every word. You just have to start, and then you respond to each other naturally.
It's like dancing. You don't memorize every step. You feel the rhythm and move with it.
Oh, I love that. Dancing, yes. Because when you're dancing with someone, you're paying attention to them, not just to yourself.
Right. And that's what makes a great conversation and a great introduction. You're not just performing, you're connecting.
You know, there's one more thing I want to touch on. We've talked a lot about what to say, but what about how you feel before you say it?
Ooh, that's a big one. Because let's be honest, even confident people feel nervous sometimes.
Totally. I still get butterflies before meeting new people sometimes. It's completely normal.
And here's what I've learned. Those butterflies don't mean you're not ready. They just mean you care.
I like that reframe. Nerves aren't a sign of weakness. They're a sign that this matters to you.
Exactly. And you can feel nervous and still do a great job. Those two things can exist at the same time.
So if you're listening and you're thinking, I always get so nervous for introductions, that's okay. Welcome to the club. We're all in it together.
Yes. The secret is nobody has it all figured out. We're all just doing our best.
And the more you accept that, the lighter it feels. You stop waiting to be perfect and you just start.
Starting is the hardest part, honestly. But once you're in the conversation, it usually flows.
That first sentence is the mountain. After that, it's downhill.
I love that. The first sentence is the mountain. So true.
And here's a little trick that helps me. I focus on the other person. Instead of thinking, how do I sound? I think, who is this person? What are they like?
Oh, that's so good. Because when you shift your focus outward, you stop overanalyzing yourself.
Right, you become curious instead of self-conscious.
And people can feel that curiosity. It makes them feel seen. And when someone feels seen, they open up.
Which makes the whole conversation easier for both of you.
It's really beautiful when you think about it. A good introduction isn't just about you, it's about creating a moment of connection.
And those moments, they can lead anywhere. A new friend, a job opportunity, a meaningful relationship.
You never know what one conversation might lead to.
Okay, so let's take a breath here. We've covered a lot today, and I just want to make sure everyone feels good before we wrap up.
Yes, let's do a little recap, but not in a homework kind of way. More like remembering the highlights of a really good chat.
Exactly. So we talked about the structure of a strong introduction. Your name, what you do in simple words, and a little hook, something that makes people curious about you.
And we played around with some examples. The networking version, the casual party version, same core, different flavor.
Right, because your introduction can change depending on where you are. You adjust the wrapper, but the gift inside stays the same.
I'm so glad you like that metaphor.
It's a good one. And we also talked about speaking smoothly, like saying, I've been working in marketing, instead of, I am working in marketing for 5 years. Small shifts that make things sound more natural.
And the important thing is, even if you don't get those perfectly right now, people will still understand you. It's all about getting a little smoother over time. No rush.
Exactly. Progress, not perfection.
We also touched on nerves and how everyone feels them. CEOs, teachers, students, everyone.
The trick is not to wait until you're not nervous, it's to speak anyway. Nervous and brave at the same time.
Ooh, I love that. Nervous and brave. That's the combo.
And honestly, every time you introduce yourself, it gets a tiny bit easier, like a muscle. You're training it.
And here's what I hope you're feeling right now. That introducing yourself doesn't have to be scary. It can actually be kind of fun.
Yeah, when you stop thinking of it as a test and start thinking of it as meeting a new person who might become a friend, it changes everything.
And the best introduction, it's not the fanciest one, it's the one that feels true to you.
Simple, clear, warm. That's all you need.
You don't have to sound like someone else, you just have to sound like you.
And that's enough. You are enough, exactly as you are.
Okay, now I'm getting a little emotional.
Me too. But seriously, we believe that. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to keep going.
One conversation at a time, one introduction at a time.
And before you know it, you'll walk into a room and think, I've got this.
That day is coming. Maybe it's closer than you think.
All right, we're getting near the end of our chat today. But before we go, I have a little question for you.
Ooh, I love when we do this.
So, here's the question. Think about someone you admire, maybe a leader, a friend, someone you've seen speak confidently. What is it about the way they introduce themselves that you like?
That's a good one. And there's no right answer, of course, just something to think about.
Maybe it's their calmness, or their warmth, or the way they smile.
Or maybe it's just that they seem genuinely interested in the person they're talking to.
Whatever it is, think about that quality, and then ask yourself, can I bring a little of that into my own introduction?
It doesn't have to be big, just a small piece.
And over time, you'll find your own style, your own way of showing up.
That's the goal, not copying anyone, but becoming more fully yourself.
All right. Wow, this has been such a good conversation.
It really has. I always love our chats.
Me too. And hey, if you're still here listening, thank you so much. Seriously, thank you for hanging out with us till the very end.
Yes, that means so much to us. The fact that you're investing time in your English, in yourself, that's really inspiring.
And if you enjoyed this episode, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with a friend who's also learning English. It really helps us a lot and allows us to bring you more high-quality English learning materials.
We couldn't do this without you. Every like, every share, every kind comment, it all matters.
And hey, we'd love to hear from you. What did you think about today's topic? Have you ever felt nervous introducing yourself?
Or maybe you have your own tips you want to share. We love hearing your stories.
All right, that's it for today. Take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, and remember,
You're doing better than you think.
see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Your progress so far has already been wonderful. If you'd like to keep going and feel even more confident with your English, feel free to check out the next video or take a look at some of the other ones we've picked for you.